Targum Pseudo-Jonathan, Exodus 20, verse 3. This is a very long verse. So let's start off by looking at the black part, which mirrors Targum Onkelos. La Yeheve Lak Elaha Ocharan Bar Mini. And we go back to the beginning. The first word here is the negative particle. This is the Hey, Vav, Yod verbal root. It is a Pa'al imperfect third person masculine singular. Lamed prefix, second person masculine singular suffix. The word for God, another, and then we know that ends with the first common singular. And this expression, which we had seen in Onkelos, means besides or other than me. So altogether we have, there will not be for you another God besides me. There's just one issue here we have to talk about, and that's this clause does not appear in the available witnesses to Targum Pseudo-Jonathan. Here's the Editio Princeps. At the break between red and blue is where our clause we just read falls. And then the blue corresponds to verse 4 in the Masoretic text, but it continues the verse all the way to the Sof Pasuk. So to speak, the Hebrew verses 3 and 4 are together in Targum Pseudo-Jonathan, verse 3. Let's take a look now also at the London manuscript. Lining it up here, we see in red, this is verse 3, and then verse 4, starting right here, carrying on, and it would be right here in the middle that we would have the text that we read. So in neither of the textual witnesses do we have that clause. We can take a look in Clark's work, and he tells us actually that this is omitted from Exodus 20 verse 3 in Targum Pseudo-Jonathan. So where does this come from? It comes from Etheridge. It's interesting, it's in his English translation, thou shalt have no other God beside me. And when Timothy Lee created his reader for Targum Pseudo-Jonathan to Exodus, he took the text from Sephariah.org, which takes its text from Etheridge. The interesting thing, of course, is Etheridge is just an English translation. So it is a bit of a question what this text is and where it came from. Perhaps it was restored to correspond to what Etheridge had in his English translation. In any case, let's now look at the entire text of Exodus 20 verse 3 in Targum Pseudo-Jonathan.